Alright, what is going on, guys? This is just a quick video on how to get from Darnassus, or the starting area of the Night Elves, to Stormwind, where you can quest at Westfall. You can get the flight path for Ironforge, Stormwind, Sentinel Hill, Menethil Harbor, and everything like that. The normal route that you normally take, usually you get to Menethil Harbor right around here, and then you kind of go all the way around, and then there's like when you're level like 10, 12, everything like that, you're getting attacked by level 25 alligators, and it is just an absolute mess. So what I'm gonna do here is actually, it's a shortcut. It should only take about 10 minutes, maximum 1 to 2 deaths, and one of the deaths that you are actually causing on yourself. So to start off, if I was a night elf, I would recommend getting here around like level 10 to 12. So I would do all the questing in Shadow Glen, the questing in Dalinar, Starbreeze, work your way up till you get to about, once you start getting quests that are finishing in Darnassus, you're basically ready to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk through the Warrior's Terrace all the way through the Temple Gardens, and there's just going to be this little portal right here essentially, and you're just going to go right through it. It's pretty simple. And then you're going to want to go down, and there is a boat that actually takes you to Menethil Harbor, which is in the Eastern Kingdoms, right over here, Menethil Harbor. So you're going to take that boat, and then there's going to be another, you're going to grab the flight path there actually first, and then I'll show you what to do from there. It's just going to consist of swimming around the edges of the map. There are some murlocs, I believe, that when you're like a level 10 or 12, they are skulls. They're over 10 levels of what you are. So we're just going to essentially wait for this boat, and I'll see you guys shortly, okay? Alright, so this is step 2 essentially of how to get to Stormwind and things like that. So you're going to be in Aberdeen. This is actually the second location. If you do choose to stay on the path of questing, essentially, you'll have quests that'll pick up around the Flight Master over here and the inn and stuff like that. You're more than welcome to. Personally, I think the Dark Shore questing is a little more difficult than Westfall, personally, from playing Classic WoW back when it was released, and Burning Crusade, and going over the quest lines a bunch of times where you're not, just queuing in for dungeons once you hit 15 or whatever it is. So you're going to take Aberdeen. Essentially, you're just going to run across this, and it's going to be a second boat. This is actually the boat that's going to take you to Menethil Harbor right here. And then essentially you just wait for the boat. A lot of this time is just waiting, so the boat's coming in now, thankfully. But once we get to Menethil Harbor, then that is step 3, and I'll show you what to do from there. And it's a lot easier, obviously, doing it this way. So now we're just approaching Menethil Harbor. This is in the wetlands, I believe. Yeah, wetlands. So this is going to be, every NPC in this area is just going to be like twice, 3 times your level. So, running through it, with the standard route is it's just not worth it, to be honest. Quick tip: once you get here, the flight path is actually just right over here. So I recommend grabbing it for future reference if you want to come back to Darnassus. I know, like, warriors, rogues, any class that wants to do bow training or anything like that, you have to go specifically to Darnassus to get it. So this is the flight master right here. As you can see, I already have it. I've already gone through this, so it's gonna be right here. The next portion of this is actually just swimming the coastline right here. So I'll pull out the map. So you're actually gonna go around this way in towards Dunmorrow, and you're gonna follow this. There's gonna be 2 coves. We're gonna swim all the way to the western one, but in between here and the western one, there is some murlocs. So if you're a hunter, warlock, anything that you can have like a imp or pet or anything like that, I recommend to dismiss this pet right now, because the AI and how they follow you, it might pick up aggro, things like that. So I do recommend, I'm just gonna, auto run this, but you are gonna go around, thank you. You are just gonna go around, and you can see as I'm pulling up into Dunmorrow, you're gonna want to follow this, because like if I go straight out like this, you're just gonna get fatigue, and it's gonna be misery. So there are adds over where, as you can see, like little Murloc huts around the side, so they are level 28. So when you're, you know, level 12, 10 running through this, it can be difficult. So I'm just going to swim around them a little bit. I do not want to pick up aggro because I am 9 levels lower than them, even as a 19. This is usually the part where you would die, so just keeping space in between you and the Murlocs is definitely essential. I mean, as a level 12, you're going to have a higher area, like a radius of picking up the aggro. So if you aren't careful with this and you just go like right through on this side over here, you will die. I remember I did it when I was 12 and I forgot that there was more Murlocs there, and I did die once, but I mean, you do spawn pretty close by, so it's not a huge haul, but it is just time consuming doing that. So let's see, we are going around here. So this cove, so essentially the idea of this is that this cove actually is a part of Dunmorrow. So when you drown yourself in this little cove right over here, you do spawn in Karanos. So you skip this whole step right here. So then you're able just to walk up to Ironforge, pick up the flight path, and then just take the underground tram that goes directly connects Ironforge and Stormwind. So I'll just skip through this a little bit, and then I'll see you guys once I get back to this cove over here. Okay. Alright, so this is basically the most essential portion of getting to Stormwind. So this little cove right here in Dunmorrow is actually technically a part of Dunmorrow right here. So you can see the Alliance territory popping up right here, Dunmorrow. So that means when you die, you will resurrect yourself in Karanos right here. If you are just, you know, 4 or 5 feet outside of the little cove line right here, you are in wetlands, and you will technically respawn back up here and have to redo this all over again. So it is essential when you do dive down and start drowning yourself, you have the Dunmorrow Alliance. So what you're going to do is just essentially go underwater, wait for your guy to drown, and then kill yourself, and then you're going to take res sickness in Karanos right here, which is one of the dwarf questing areas that you start in. So I'll speed through this really quickly, and then once I res and take res sickness in Karanos, I'll show you what to do next, okay? Alright, so the next step, just take the res sickness, return you to life, take the res sickness, all that stuff, and you'll be left with it, but it's okay because you're not going to get in combat with anyone. So you're just going to follow the road north up here, and you're going to go head into Ironforge, and I'll just speed up this area too because it's just boring stuff to just walking through. So I'll speed this up right now, and then once we get into Ironforge, I'll show you got to get the flight path as well, just for future reference, and then I'll show you where the tram is from there, okay? Alright, now that we're in Ironforge, I'll show you where to get the flight path really quickly, and then where to go for the tram from there. It is on the map, just the deep run tram, but I mean, if this is your first time playing Classic, the tram isn't in retail. They took it out a long time ago, so this is just trying to help out people that are new to Classic that didn't play when it was first released and or Burning Crusade or anything like that. So the flight path is in the normal spot where it is in retail. It's right over here, so you're just going to want to grab the flight path. This will just help if you need to go up here, start questing in the wetlands, things like that, or Menethil Harbor, around that area. It's definitely useful, so you're just going to grab it right here. And then from here, we're going to go down towards the military ward through Tinkertown, or you can go through the Hall of Explorers. It doesn't matter, whatever one you think is closer. I'll just go military ward for now. And then you're going to go through the deep run tram. And then from there, the train connects to Stormwind directly. And then once you take the tram and go there, then you are fully at Stormwind, and then you can run down to Westfall, Goldshire, things like that. You know, being a night elf, it's easier to quest down there. There's more people down there. Dead Mines is down there. There's a lot more activity going on within Westfall. And then there's also Lakeshire, where you can do your quests once you finish Sentinel Hill and all the line at Westfall. Finishing all the quests to set you up for Dead Mines once you get to 17, 18, whenever you feel comfortable running Dead Mines. So you're just going to take a right over here. And then you're going to enter this portal, and then that's going to be the tram, and then you're just going to want to cross the tracks or whatever the train comes first on. There's 2 tracks. A little tip too with this actually is there's a little quest line that gives you an extra, I don't know, total 1,000 experience if you want to do it. There's a guy in the center. I'll show you. You're just going to kind of run this way. There's a guy in the center, and honestly all you do is just like kill a few rats or something like that for him. I can't remember, I did it the first time. And then you pass the quest in, and then you just take a box and bring it to the Stormwind version of him, and then you just catch it in right there. And that's just 2 easy quests. You just you're like exterminating some rats or something like that. But while you're waiting for the tram to come, you can just do that little quest line. It takes a total of 30 seconds. I think it's exterminate 6 rats, and it's easy as that. So you just hop on the train, and it just shoots you right into Stormwind. Once you get out the flight path, if you want to grab it, let's see, is just right on this little hill right over here. You're gonna go all the way up here, and then I'll show you where that is. Right on the wall, there's the Flight Master, and then you can leave Stormwind, go to Goldshire. If you're still level 10 or so, 8 to 10, if you want to go through that, Goldshire, Elwyn Forest is definitely better than starting Westfall, where NPCs start at about 12, 13, stuff like that. I know even when I was questing as a level 12, 13, I needed to at least have 1 or 2 people with me to kill them, because it is difficult. You don't do that much damage, obviously, at that low of a level, and with NPCs that are the same level as you, especially in Classic, not in Retail, where you can pull 2, 3 people, no issue. In Westfall, it's 1 at a time, so getting a group together, doing Westfall quests that way is definitely easier. So I'll see you once I get through Stormwind. Alright, and once you get off the train, cross the tracks again, another portal, enter it, and boom, you are in Stormwind. And this is a total of 15 minutes instead of the standard hour and a half and dying about 200 times running through it alone by dying by crocodiles on the road that you don't think you're going to get aggro from, but they run over and 3 hit you in a second. So you're going to come out in the Dwarven District, go down to Old Town. The flight path is just over here, and you're able to freelance from there. It's pretty simple. It's a little trick, and I hope people gain from this, and you're not afraid to make Night Elf characters because of this trek, or you want to go back to Darnassus for some things like that. But I do appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope this helped you out. I do stream about 5-6 times a day, or 5-6 times a week rather. And you can follow me at twitch.tv/Dezeh, D-E-Z-E-H. I also will link my Twitter and Instagram in the description as well. Please follow that. I do post my stream schedule and content on that, little clips of various other games besides Classic. So I do appreciate you guys if you want to check me out. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.